Welcome into the DFS Den. It's Dave Eddy here, aka Corporal Eddie on Twitter. Back at it here for the day after 420. It is a pure coincidence that I was not here yesterday. It was just the way things worked out. But I wonder how many of you were so high that maybe you went to watch the video anyway. So maybe it worked out for the best of us. Let's pop into today's stuff. And of course, we always start with pitching. And as per the usual, I have high interest in the guy right at the top of the list salary-wise, Shohei Ohtani, going up against the Royals. I expect to be fairly heavy on him tonight, as well as my other pitcher I have strong interest in, and that's Tyler Mahle going up against the Nationals. I think that these two guys pretty much are far and away the best options on the slate tonight. It's a 12-gamer, so you shouldn't probably get too heavy on them, but for the size of this slate, I am going to be pushing my exposure, maybe up to 60%, probably up to 60%. So that's where I sit there with pitching, pretty much same as usual. Like I said, Ohtani's right at the top. Mahle isn't quite there, but he is in the top 10 for sure. So that's what I'm looking at there. As far as hitters are concerned, man, there's not one stack that really stands out to me tonight. So I'll give you, two guys from two different teams that I really like tonight. And, these are probably guys that are going to be in stacks that are tied for, my biggest exposure. I'm probably going to be setting a max exposure tonight for stacks, probably about 15%, maybe 20%. So that's for each the 5 and the 3-man. So if you multiply that by 2, we're looking at 30 to 40% is the max I could have of any 1, 5, or 3-man stack combined for a team. Anyways, guys, I'm looking at here, Josh Young, Texas here going up against Sears. It's a lefty versus righty matchup. Young has been hitting pretty well here lately. He's got at least 12 points in 3 out of the last 4 games. He is going to be batting right in the heart of that order, probably in the 5 spot. That's where he's been hitting so far this year. So I like that. Then we're looking at Teoscar Hernandez going up against Mats. That, again, lefty versus righty matchup. Now, Hernandez hasn't had the best form lately. He hasn't scored double-digit points since that's been 9 days. So it's been a minute, but he's going to be batting 4th or 5th in this lineup. Probably 4th with a lefty on the hill. And this is a team that, I can see putting up some runs tonight. I like his price tag here. He's not too expensive. So, yeah, that's where I'm looking for tonight. It's a bigger slate. So I do always like that. Gives us some more options. I think this is the kind of slate that allows my strategy to work best because I do spread my exposures out, at least for hitting, quite a bit in baseball, and that usually allows me to, as long as the pitching is on point, which again, there's a reason we pay up for it, trying to get some guaranteed points, if you will. But that usually allows for a couple of lineups to do really well. And in DFS, honestly, that's all you're looking to do is you're not trying to have high exposure everywhere, because if you do that, odds are you're going to miss on at least some of it. And when you do, then, you're not taking anything down. When you spread your exposure out and, have a little bit of everything, odds are you're going to hit, some good combinations. And then if the pitching aligns with it, now you're winning some money. And that's basically in a nutshell how I go about things. Of course, every slate's a little bit different, but again, in a nutshell, that's kind of what works best for me. So hopefully you have been enjoying these videos. If so, go ahead and drop a like on here for me. Greatly appreciate those. You're going to want to do yourself the favor of popping over here. Subscribe to that channel. You're going to want to turn on notifications so you get an alert every time a new video comes out. They don't come out at the same time every day. And sometimes it's not that long before lock, especially on, the early games. So appreciate you tuning in, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.